it's not going to be an option. You have to be a sustainable business.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. It is great to be back on the stage here for day 2 of the 30 Under 30 Summit. So excited to see all of you back here once again for a fantastic panel right now. As Ahmed did say, this is all about how startups are revolutionizing business models with sustainable strategies. How can they really make a difference, and how are they paving the way for environmentally conscious but also successful ventures? So to discuss that and more, I'm really excited to welcome Ali, Amr, and Iz to the stage. And so I'd love to start with the question for all of you. Of course, Ali is in a very different industry to both Iz and Amr. Iz and Amr are in fashion. If you haven't checked out In Your Shoe, you have to check it out. They are in the full gear as we see here on the stage. But Ali is, of course, in green energy. And so these two industries are, in fact, full of challenges when we talk about sustainability. I don't know if people know, but fashion is actually the second most polluting industry in the world. So people often think it's oil and gas and whatever, but fashion is right up there, unfortunately, as well. And so I'm going to ask about that to begin with. At the intersection of sustainability and business success, you have to navigate through a whole bunch of challenges. So talk to us about those challenges and also your experiences where the pursuit of sustainability has really opened up new avenues of success within your venture. So if I can start with you first, Ali, if you can talk to us about that.
Sure. First of all, good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting me. And it's a beautiful crowd. Thank you. Nice to see you all. So sustainability, right? It's a beautiful word, and it's overused a lot in every industry. Everybody likes to talk about it. But what are you really doing, though? You know, actions speak louder than words, and it's what you really do. And lucky for us, the advocacy from our region was extremely, tremendously supportive in terms of our growth. We have access to everything when it comes to renewable energy, and the whole world is really pushing for that. And anything sustainable, really, but again, overused, and we need to really put meaning to that word.
Yeah, exactly. And so for you, as somebody who has done so much in such a short period of time in green energy, working in Africa, working in China, to find new solutions, this is a really urgent area for you. So talk to us a bit more about that and the work that you're doing there.
So I learned from one of my mentors something phenomenal. If you want to get something done, you just get on a plane and go. So that's what I started doing. I'd just fly, I'd kick in doors, I'd walk into offices without an appointment. I didn't really care. So again, all for the pursuit of something that I wanted. And it's really, how bad do you want it? That's the question. So, I mean, in China, I didn't know how to speak Mandarin. So, I found someone that does. And I hired them, and we would go around Shenzhen and Hong Kong, and we would move around. And you need to really feel people, and I feel like people make the business does not make the people.
And
so that's where I started. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so the challenge is there. When you're trying to take an industry, the energy industry, again, so polluting, so damaging to the environment, where do you go from there? What are you looking for?
Problems.
Yeah.
You look for problems. You look for places with real problems, and that's the market for us. And problems to solve is opportunity.
And what have you been seeing as the challenges that you've had to overcome?
I mean, for myself,
yes.
I mean, everybody sees the 6 months, the quick 6 months, but nobody sees the 4 years before it. So those were dark 4 years. I mean, and a lot of different businesses that didn't go the right way. But again, you need to be proud of your mistakes, and they kind of shape you to who you are.
Exactly. There's a reason why you're one of our under 30 listers this year, and people, like you say, they see the rise, the quick rise in success, what you've achieved so far, but they don't see all the back end work
100%.
that happened. That could have actually stopped you from where you are today, but you kept going.
You must persevere. That's
the most important thing. And so if I can come to you, Iz and Amr, talking about fashion, let's talk about how you guys bring sustainability into the game, because this is typically quite a difficult industry to do that. And there's a whole bunch of greenwashing, as we know. You know, just stick the word conscious on a product and off you go. Suddenly you're in the sustainability game, or are you?
So we have just been discussing that backstage, that it's one of the most challenging industries when we talk about sustainability. So at In Your Shoe, we do our best to focus on the bigger picture, which is economical sustainability by offering jobs and open homes beside the environmental impact. We work with our suppliers. We have a huge number of suppliers. We try our best, even if it's baby steps, as we've been just discussing, to offer better and greener tomorrow for all of us. We do that through multiple points. One of them is that at In Your Shoe, we always be proud to say that we allow the new generations to express themselves through fashion, because they use fashion differently than older generation, that they express their beliefs and their interests, and they are considered one of the most woke generations, being conscious about the environment and about the earth. So we try to integrate that into our apparel, that you wear something, you wear a hoodie, you wear a t-shirt that says something about your beliefs and your consciousness about this matter. One of the other things we try to do is our packaging game is very strong, that we try our best to offer the full experience to the customers. So people really love our packaging, and it's not only packaging that looks cool, but it's reusable. So two facts I really personally like about that. First of all, that for example, when we started, we spent 1 year with zero marketing spending, because the package is very cool. So the first thing that people do when they receive their package, that they take a picture and post it on Instagram. So it helps us economically, that it opens new innovation ways to scale bigger. And the other thing that we do offline and we do online as well. So in the offline stores, in the gifting season, like Christmas last month, people would go to the stores and literally say to the sales guy, "Hey, I like this box. Just put anything on it." They don't care about the product. All the products are good for them, but for the gift, they just want this box. And as I was just saying, it's not only looks cool, but it's reusable. So one time, a couple months ago, we asked our customers through an Instagram story, tell us how to use In Your Shoe packaging. And believe it or not, we received more than 100 different usages to those packaging, whether it's a can, whether it's a box, whether it's a pack. So we try to do that. It's baby steps, but we do our best.
Was that really unexpected for you? I love that, because it's become a collector's item. Your packages and your boxes have become collector's items. People are excited about that. Was that completely unexpected, like a product that you weren't even planning on?
I wouldn't say I fully expect that,
yeah.
But from day one, we believe that let's offer the customer the full experience. It's not only just about the product, it's about the content they see and how they receive their order and how you talk to them in the communication. But it's one of our biggest, actually, surprisingly, we calculate the cost of packaging as a marketing acquisition, because it helps us to acquire new customers. And just think about it, when they receive like some people use them as a collectibles, as you just mentioned. So now when I go to my friend's home, I find the last season package and the season before. So it's still exposure, very good exposure, because whoever go to those homes or offices, they say, what is that? And yeah, it's a cool brand called In Your Shoe.
Yeah.
I need me one of those.
Yeah, we all need a box. We all want to see that as well.
Yeah, we'll need to, both of you, like, you're very chic, you make me a nice look undressed, but we'll definitely have to visit our store here in Guna, and then we'll do some style for you guys.
Amazing, amazing. Of course, you know, being sustainable is one thing, but to be sustainable and economically viable, to be successful in your business as well, is a whole other thing, and can be incredibly difficult, because if you're changing processes, if you're changing suppliers, if you're changing your raw materials, that process takes time, that can be expensive. So I'd love to hear from you how you see startups integrating sustainability into their business model to make their businesses more successful in the long run. Ali, if we can come back to you on that one.
So there's two different things. There's the actual field of sustainability, and then there's sustainability within your business model. And I feel like people is where it starts, your relationships with people, and long-lasting relationships. So whenever you want to do business with someone, it's not a one-time deal. That's one. So when you have your suppliers, you have people you trust, you eat with them, you dine with them, and you like them. People do business with people. So that's something to remember in general. So I feel like that's the first step you should take.
Absolutely. And so when you're making change, when you're selling the product, how difficult is that then to bring something new to the market and have it to be accepted?
Thing is, you have to look at it. I mean, the different markets we work in, some of them don't have sovereign guarantees. They don't have the money to pay up front for the projects that we bring. For example, if it's a hydrogen bus, so we work with our partners in China to bring in on trade financing basis, where it's like a lease agreement between B2G.
Exactly. And so this is something that's incredibly important, looking at partnerships as well, because it's not one business, it is not one person, it is not one industry even that can really tackle the sustainability problem on its own. Partnerships are incredibly important, aren't they?
100%, I agree, yeah, definitely. Very, very important.
This is it. And so I'll come back to Amr and Iz on that one. In terms of how do you make sure when you're making changes in the fashion industry, how do you make sure that that is still going to be economically viable for you? Are you looking at the fabrics? Are you looking at how they're made? Who makes the clothing? What are you looking there, and what changes are you making and hoping to make?
Okay, just to be completely honest, fashion is so challenging to achieve sustainability. Like, to be 100% sustainable business, it's so challenging in fashion. So we're trying as much as possible to take baby steps to reach this goal. And actually, we work with partners, the suppliers. We order hundreds of thousands of pieces. We receive these pieces in plastic bags. So it's not always that easy to control all the partners you're working with, just to have a fully sustainable, eco-friendly supply chain. But what we try to do, like Amr was saying, is to control the stuff that we can control. Choosing the materials that we use, the materials that we produce the products with, because nowadays actually it's because our target audience, Gen Z, they're very well educated, and actually I believe that they're the reason why it's a hot topic now, that sustainability and to have a greener future and so on. They're so well educated on that topic, and this is actually our target audience. So we always make sure to tackle this point by choosing the materials we work with. And now it's you can find brands that are based on recycled leftovers from the suppliers, like recycled plastic bags, and actually making a backpack from these plastic bags and stuff like that. So it's something that we always try to do. Like I said, we try to take baby steps, because let me tell you something, it's a topic now, it's something that we are talking about. It's an option to be a sustainable brand. I believe 5 or 10 years from now, it's not going to be an option. It's either you're a sustainable brand or you're not going to be in the game, because if you look at the history of the fashion, today we started having some businesses that are trying. I mean, I believe 10 years from now, it's not going to be an option. You have to be a sustainable business.
And so who do you want to partner with on that? Who do you want to work with on that to really make it a reality?
I think that we can try to reach businesses who have, from their production supply chain, leftovers materials that we can reuse just to produce another product that will live for like more years. Because if you look at it, this is the end of the supply chain of them. I mean, this is how it ends, the leftovers. And I believe that we can just, like, use this leftovers or this material just to produce something else that starts living again and again and again.
It's a great way to look at it as well.
Yeah.
I love that. And I mean, I wonder, do we value things enough, especially clothing? Because when you're used to fast fashion, when you're used to so many drops, I mean, new products are dropping every single week for some brands, which is quite insane when you think about it. Are we valuing clothing enough? Are we thinking
100%.
about how it's made, the quality of what it's made? I mean, I have pieces that I love that I've had for 10, maybe even 15 years that I keep.
There's always this specific piece that
Right?
you will never give away, and actually you will give for your daughter.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
I feel like we're the problem. No, the fashion industry isn't the problem. The way we think about it is the problem.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it,
100%,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And so when you're making, are you like thinking, okay, we need the best quality out there to make sure that this is something that lasts, that keeps going?
We definitely try to achieve the best quality of the products because, I mean, you know what? Fast fashion, by the way, it's something that brands sometimes try to avoid because, I mean, if you wear it just a couple of times and then throw it away, you will come buy another one. So economically, they sometimes think of it that way, so just to generate more and more revenues. But I think that it's definitely the product is the king. You need to have like the best quality ever of whatever the service or the product you're selling. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to always achieve the best quality of the piece. And actually, we realized, I mean, our hoodies, for example, they're made of very good materials. I mean, it's not an ad, by the way, but it's of good quality.
It's just what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So we realized that sometimes people, when they buy from our hoodies, the next season they don't have to buy it anymore. I mean, so we just try to attract new customers, and that's actually, it has a good impact on like like we're trying to be sustainable in that way, and it gives the customers a good impression about the quality that we're selling and the product.
Exactly. It's not something you can throw out after a couple of wears because it's just, that's the quality of the fabric we see too often. I'm coming back to you, Ali. Carbon credits. This is a big topic, a really important topic, not just for energy, but this is actually something that can impact across sectors. So talk to us about how carbon credits work, why they're important for fashion as well as energy and every other sector. How they can make a difference?
So, like, if I were to put it very, very simply, I'd say, like, to understand what they are, the primitive way of boiling water is to burn it using wood or gasoline. If you were to use an alternative energy source like renewable energy to boil that water, you would have saved X amount of carbon from being released into the air. And now, some governments are incentivizing the usage of it by providing you with carbon credits for using alternative energy. And as well as alternative materials, it's going to be something that, it's still a very early market, but the way it's looking is that it's going to be something that impacts even retail and different industries other than renewable energy.
Well, this is something we're looking forward to. This is a conversation that is only just starting. It is critical for everybody, no matter what it is that you do. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ahmed. And as ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking our panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I need the box, by the way. I need the box.
Now, please.
Thank you very much.